Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. We are back again with another video. I am absolutely hyped. I'm absolutely gassed. Arsenal set a marker out in the Champions League. Our first big home test this season in the Champions League versus Atletico Madrid, and we knocked them back down to earth. So easy. We made this game look easy. We dominated this game. We made Atletico Madrid look like a pub team. And everybody before this game was talking about haram ball, defensive football, nothing this. Diego Simeone, who? Atletico Madrid, who? This one's for Arsene Wenger. This one's for everyone in that Arsenal team back in the day that lost to Atletico Madrid. Arsenal today put a marker down, told every single team in the Champions League, we are here and we're not going nowhere. 9 points out of 9, no goals conceded, 8 goals scored in our first 3 games, and we are legit. We are legit. We showed Liverpool a thing or two. We showed a lot of the teams in England a thing or two about how you go put a marker down in a Champions League game. We slapped up Atletico Madrid. Don't forget, this was a team going into this game. People are like, oh, you should be a little bit more concerned. Arsenal, you could end up losing this game. Even Atletico Madrid's a decent side. No shame in losing to them, blah, 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 blah. But nah, none of that. You come to our ground, you come to our house, the Emirates is a goddamn fortress. I am telling you guys, the Emirates is a fortress. And today, until we scored the goal, I still felt like we were the comfortable team. I felt like we should have maybe got a goal earlier. But let's talk about that 14-minute stretch. That 14-minute stretch that really changed the game and made it all about Arsenal just going forward. Now, don't forget, that first goal came from a set piece again. Set piece again, ole ole. Set piece again, ole ole. Set piece again, set piece again, set piece again, ole ole. With the 57th minute, Declan Rice crosses it in to Gabriel Magalhaes. And all I got to say is Gabriel Magalhaes has to be one of the best center backs at scoring goals, getting goal contributions, and also defending on the other end. He is one of the best in both boxes in the world right now. And I don't want to hear any different. I genuinely believe Gabriel Magalhaes is simply one of the best in the world in both boxes. He is elite at getting himself the positioning, the space, and finding himself in a situation where he can get at the end of every single chance. It seems like every time Gabriel Magalhaes is in the final third and we cross it in, he's there, he's present, he's ever so aware of his surroundings. And today, the first goal, it was just too easy for Arsenal. It was a routine set piece, header to Gabriel, boom, into the back of the net, and it's 1-0 Arsenal. And I can already hear people saying, oh, Arsenal, you scored from a set piece. Oh, it's only 1-0. You know what we did? Do you know what we did after that? After that, we went and we slapped in a second. And oh my God, Myles Skelly. These guys have kids. These players have kids. They have families. What Myles did today, what Myles Skelly did today, my God. I don't think people realize Martinelli's goal, Myles Skelly single-handedly glided through the whole Atletico Madrid team. He glided through the whole Atletico Madrid team. 10 out of 10 performance from Myles Skelly. Before we even get to Martinelli, we need to speak about Myles Skelly's run. I don't think you guys realize how far into our own half he started his run. He started his run here. This is where Myles Skelly started his run. And somehow he ended up in the final third, getting an assist. From this position, unbelievable. Hats off to Myles Skelly for this situation here. I couldn't believe my eyes. The way that he just ran through the whole team. And as you can see here, he just accelerating past everybody in this situation. And I single-handed, I just can't show you the actual play for copyright reasons. But as you can see here, people are trying to body him. They're trying to get him off the ball. Martinelli's already starting to make his run. And as it gets closer and closer, boom, Here is where he lays it off. And from starting in our own half, Myles takes out the whole midfield, and then the back line is out of shape, and boom, one pass to Martinelli. And can we speak about Champions League Gabriel Martinelli? We have to speak about Gabriel Martinelli when it comes to the Champions League. Martinelli in the Champions League this season, I swear to you, does he not have 3 goals already? Am I tripping, or does Gabriel Martinelli, who has barely played in the Premier League, but in the Champions League has been a different person? In the Champions League, he scored a goal in the previous game in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. He scored a goal in this game. In this game now, what is that? That's 2 goals That's 2 goals and an assist in 3 games in the Champions League. 3 goal involvements in the Champions League. We've only played 3 games. The guy's literally been outstanding. You got to give him all the credit in the world. He stepped up versus Atletico Madrid. He stepped up versus Olympiacos, and if I'm not mistaken, he got a goal and an assist versus Atletico Bilbao. That's 3 goals and an assist in 3 Champions League games. 4 goal involvements for Gabriel Martinelli. Unbelievable. Gabriel Martinelli is just a different player in the Champions League. It's just more space, more ability to run in behind. It's not like the Premier League where teams are playing much more defensive football against us, and Gabriel Martinelli just is able to do a lot more. Champions League Gabriel Martinelli is well and truly a different player to Gabriel Martinelli when in the Premier League. I just have to admit it. Gabriel Martinelli today, just he finds himself in that final third, always ready to make a difference, especially in these games in the Champions League. So I got to give him the utmost respect. Fair play. Some people saying they still prefer Calafiori. Honestly, that just goes to show you how good of a squad we have. That just goes to show you how good our squad is. That we're debating over Myles, Skelly, or Calafiori. We are spoiled with riches. We are so spoiled with riches that the guy who ends up bagging a brace, some people are saying they can't wait for Kai Havertz to come back. Some people are saying they can't wait for Kai Havertz to come back to put Gyokeres to the bench. Today, Gyokeres silences a lot of the haters. Today, Gyokeres, in the span of, I don't even know how long, we know we scored the first goal in the 57th minute. We know we scored the second goal in the 64th minute. In 3 minutes, Gyokeres bags a brace. In 3 minutes, Gyokeres shows us why we signed him. He is doing all the work off the ball. But today, he finally starts getting some of these goals going into the back of the net. And I'm so happy for Gyokeres. We're going to talk about Raya and Raya Iffy today. He saved us countless times. Yeah, you know what? David Raya, that's what he does, man. That's what he does. David Raya does his job. David Raya is a real G. But before we go any further, let me just go back to Gyokeres. Gyokeres today bags a brace, and every single Arsenal player is just so happy for him. You can see in every single photo, they're just so happy for him. They're all so excited for him. They're all so happy for him because he's done all the countless running. He's been doing all the hard work. He just hasn't been getting the ball in the back of the net. And Gabriel Magalhaes sets him up for the second goal. The first goal, cross comes in and he slices it in. It doesn't matter how it goes in. It was kind of clunky, but it goes in. And Gyokeres today bags himself a brace. We get to see the Gyokeres celebration. It has been, I don't even know how many games since the Nottingham Forest game when he last scored, but he needed a goal, and boy did he get that goal. We deserved this win, and Gyokeres deserved to be out there celebrating today with the boys because he had himself a brace. And finally, Arsenal can come out here and say, you know what, good performance from Victor Gyokeres. So this is just some of the talking points. So Victor Gyokeres giving us the 2 goals to bury the game. This is what you need a striker for. Just bury the game, end the game, kill off the game. How many times would we struggle to just finish off a game? We can sit here and we can talk about everything else, but I just feel like I needed to speak about all the goal scorers first. I needed to speak about Martinelli, Myles, Skelly, and all these other things. And I'm just like, feed Gyokeres, he's going to get goals. Feed Gyokeres, he's going to get more opportunities to bury games. Feed Gyokeres, and you're going to see Arsenal getting way more goals in the final third. I'm not complaining. I'm not upset. And I just think, you know what? It is what it is. Now, there is now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was there was a there's going to be a player who's going to be suspended in the upcoming Champions League game, and I think that's Zubimendi. He's Zubimendi is now going to be getting a one-game suspension because he has picked up a yellow card in the Champions League game. Yet it only takes two yellow cards for a player to be handed a one-game suspension in this group stages, which is kind of harsh. But it looks like Zubimendi will be given a one-game suspension. So hopefully it doesn't affect us too much because Zubimendi is a crucial piece. But Zubimendi did pick up that one-game suspension. So yeah, that is that. Eze found Saka. Perfect timing. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the goal. All Black made some great saves. But I felt like Saka enjoyed himself in that first half and could have scored. But unfortunately, Saka didn't get a goal. He didn't end up getting a goal. But overall, the performance from the entire team was there. The performance from the entire team was there. This was an emphatic victory. Destroyed Atletico Madrid at the Emirates today. And in a 14-minute spell, we showed the world what we're capable of doing. Now, where are we on the Champions League table? Let me find out. Let's see. Where are we now in the Champions League table, and how serious should people take us? How serious should teams take us when it comes to potentially winning the Champions League? Should we be considered one of the favorites to win it? I think we can easily say we're amongst the favorites. 2 years running, we're here. We've yet to concede a single goal. We've scored 9. I mean 8. The only other team that's done that is, of course, Inter Milan, who we're going to play at some point. So it's going to be very interesting when we do play them. For next game is going to be against Slavia Prague. I expect us to keep another clean sheet and to win another game against Slavia Prague. So that is going to be another hopeful, convincing performance there. How did Man City do? Man City beat, no, that's Dortmund. Man City played today. What did they do? Villarreal. They beat Villarreal 2-0. Fairs. But yeah, that is. I think Arsenal's just gonna. I think we're gonna walk this Champions League group league phase. Look at this. Next game is of course Crystal Palace. Big game. We gotta focus. Crystal Palace is a tough team. Hopefully we can get a result for versus them. Also, they've been playing well lately. And let's do our player ratings before we go out of this. Go out of here right now. Let's do our player ratings and let me know what you guys think about each player in the comment section. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of great performances out there. And starting from David Raya, made one crucial save early in the game, and he also comes and sweeps. He does what he does, collecting the high claims. Overall performance from David Raya, I'm gonna give him a 7.5. As for Myles Skelly, I thought just for that run alone, he deserves an 8 out of 10. Gabriel Magalhaes, goal and an assist, he's going to get an 8.5 in my opinion. Saliba, solid performance, 7.5. Timber, solid performance, 7.5. Zubimendi picks up the yellow card, but solid overall performance, 7. Declan Rice, he's becoming a little bit better in those situations when he's being pressed, and he's constantly showing that he can do something. Delivery on those crosses from Declan Rice are unbelievable. He's world class at delivering crosses. Declan Rice is going to get himself an 8. Martinelli for his goal, he's going to get an 8. Eze, overall performance, solid, nothing special, 7. Some people saying, I seen Liga saying standing ovation, fair to him, but I just said, you know what, there's so many standout players on the pitch. Eze just gets a 7 for me. Saka gets a 7.5. Easily could have came out of this game with a goal also. Gyokeres got a brace. Overall performance, same as Gabriel Magalhaes. I'm going to give him an 8.5. But the man of the match for me is Gabriel Magalhaes. Gabriel Magalhaes is the man of the match for me. I think he's the standout player in this game. If you want to give it to Gyokeres, you can give it to Gyokeres. If you want to give it to anybody else, you can give it to anybody else. But to me, who's your man of the match? You could say it's Myles Skelly. You can say it's Gabriel. You can say it's Gyokeres. You could say whoever you want, but in my opinion, Gabriel Magalhaes is the man of the match. That is the guy who scored the opening goal, created the final goal, and keeps a clean sheet defensive in the back end too, and just keeps them quiet. Julian Alvarez, who? Where were all these Atletico Madrid players who were difference makers? Where were they? In case you didn't know, Gabriel Magalhaes came off in the 72nd minute, got to rest the end of the game. Mascaro came on for him. Norgard came on. Ethan came on. Just made the game very simple. Rotate, sub out some players, and chill. And yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Great win. No complaints. I'm happy. And all the people who love to complain can just sit in the mud. Arsenal win. Are you not entertained? This is exactly what we needed. Exactly what we needed. I'm out of here, people. Catch you guys in the next video. Love for the love. Peace.